The Autodromo Nazionale di Monza, Italy's cathedral of speed. It is Sunday, it is time to come and worship. World Touring Car Championship is on the menu for today. Hello everybody, benvenuti all'Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. Welcome to the second race weekend of the FIA World Touring Car Championship. I'm Martin Haven, alongside me, multiple British Touring Car champion Matt Neal, and a chance to see the cars in this beautiful sunny morning lining up here on the grid. In fact, it has just clicked over into afternoon, midday Central European time. Cars are arriving at the starting lineup. Well, the Volvos that were dominant in terms of speed in qualifying will start at the front of our main race. But for the first of the two encounters, the opening race, the top 10 after qualifying are reversed. And on the DHL pole is Tom Coronel. There is the Dutchman and his partner Pauline Zwart supporting Billy Whiz. And Tom starting from pole position. Now, we caught up with Mehdi Benani, who will start alongside him on the front row of the grid a little while ago. Let's hear from the Moroccan.
Mehdi Benani, you are P2, front row of the grid, so you've extended your valuable points, much needed, and today could be a very good opportunity to extend them some more.
Yeah, for sure. This year we start really well with the first podium in Marrakesh. For sure, here it's good to start from the first row. I think I will be waiting from all opportunity I will get to take it and to see what can happen. For sure, to start with the front row, it's good from Citroën. We know that our starts are not so bad, so maybe we can fight to be on the first position from the start. I hope so.
Well, Mehdi certainly has a quick car in the Citroën C-Élysée, the car that's won the championship for the last 3 years, of course. And behind them, the first of the factory Hondas is driven by Hungary's Norbert Michelitz. He lines up in 5th position. Honda surprisingly quick in qualifying on their own and as a group in straight line speed. They didn't think they were going to have a very strong weekend here. Wonder if perhaps they're going to have to recalibrate that thought for the race. And the three factory Honda drivers, Ria Michigami, Thiago Monteiro and Norbert Michelitz, had slightly differing fortunes in qualifying. You can see the Hungarian colours there. And there's Esteban Guerrieri. Guerrieri will start in 3rd place on the grid. And a row behind him, Norbert Michelitz. Alex caught up with him a little earlier.
Norby, you are P5, so you are in a tricky position for this opening race. However, we know that slipstream does come into play here in Monza, and we know that Honda have great speed.
Yeah, but we were very satisfied after qualifying, looking at the speed trap data. And also I have to tell you that after the start, you have a long acceleration until the first corner. So with a good start, I think it's possible to gain some position. Of course, starting from P5, that's my main target, and then in the races you just have to somehow manage the slipstreaming with the cars coming from behind. But yeah, looking at the speed, should be possible for us to get a good result. Thank you.
Hondas will certainly have to work together hard to overcome the Citroëns and the Volvos. The Citroëns, of course, not a factory team this year. They're being run by Sebastian Loeb Racing and by Munich Motorsport, so a little less cohesive perhaps than they might have been in the past. But Volvo will certainly be working together to try and get maximum points out of the opening race as well as out of the main race. Of them, we will hope for much more of that here.
Coming to Monza, Martin, it's one of the old school romantic European circuits. All the designer circuits built today, they just need to take a look at the leaf out of this book, because this promotes great nostalgia, but also great racing. The slipstreaming, the likes of Monza Spa with the long straights, big braking zones. It's been super close in for the length of the circuit in qualifying, and it looks the most open race we've had in WTCC for a few years now.
Yeah, it certainly does, and different car shapes work better on different circuits than others. Honda with the hatchback expecting to be a little bit outpaced here by the saloon shapes of the Volvo, actually even of the Lada almost, because that's kind of a saloon shape as well, and of the Citroens, but hasn't been quite as big a gap as they'd feared, so looks like we might have a bit of a knockdown, drag-out fight. Lionel Lachey, really unfortunate, quick in Marrakesh. Unfortunate, his car got damaged when John Philippi stalled right in front of him. And of course, on that grid, nowhere to go. Here, there is room to sort of swerve around people. They'll be hoping for a much better race weekend. Starts both races in 12th. Qualified well, very confident young man. Had a good race weekend in the European Le Mans Series at Silverstone last week. And, of course, in Marrakesh a couple of weeks before that. Ryo Michigami just outside the top 10, just missed out on that reverse front row start that you get after being 10th in qualifying, so he's consigned to 11th in both races. And the Hondas are sort of spread across the grid, aren't they? Whereas you've got the Volvos more in a clump. You've got the two of them together here, Ted Björk on his own, but Nicky Katzberg and Nestor Girolami together, and that immediately gives you a chance to work with your teammates.
Yeah, naturally, looking at the Volvos, you think it's going to be a more slippy, it's a longer, lower car than the Type Rs. But Honda have been playing themselves down. But I like, they've got an aero upgrade, they've had a big engine upgrade this year, which has been super strong. It was super strong in Marrakesh, and they're my tip for the title, really, at the minute. Montero, we're saying Thiago, he's really come into his own in front-wheel drive touring cars now. He's a force to be reckoned with, and he's leading the team from the front. Yeah. He's strong, and the speed he's shown in qualifying, okay, he's not right there at the sharp end with the Volvo, but his VMAX was faster than anybody at points. So in the slipstreaming in the race, they could actually spring a few surprises. And
he was outright second fastest in Q3 in the top 5 shootout. Rob Huff went third fastest. And there was a question about whose laps were quite using all the track and who's used a bit more, but in the end, that was a little bit of a moot point. Rob Huff will start this race in 8th. Tom Chilton sitting in his Sebastian Loeb Racing Citroen, second row of the grid for the opening race here in the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. And above the bonnet of Esteban Guerreri, you can see the huge grandstands around this historic start-finish straight. And for guys like Guerreri returning here to Monza, a welcome return. He's raced here in a variety of different machinery, but there are guys on the grid, Lionel Lachey, for instance, in the RC Motorsport Lada, never been to Monza in his life. And for a young driver, Matt, Monza, Spa, Monaco, those are names that you hear bandied around all the time. Coming here for the first time, you must remember, it wasn't, a couple of years ago, but you were a young driver coming to Monza for the first time. What does that kind of bring? Is it intimidating? Is it inspiring?
For young Lachey, I think he's got a superly level-headed head on his shoulders. He seems to take everything in stride, not get phased, not get too nervous, and he's just a cool customer. I like him. He's coming across really well. Yeah. The RC Motorsport, they are in a bit of a back foot. Budgets are restrictions, so they're here on the grid. He's doing the full season, which is fantastic to get his head around the car. But he's just got to take one thing at a time, learn it, and take everything as it comes.
Tom Coronel, the DHL pole sitter in the Royal Motorsport Chevrolet, will lead the field away on the formation lap. Problems for Aurelien Panis. The Zengo Motorsport car has sprung an oil leak on the grid, not leaving anything trailing underneath it at the moment, but of course it all puddles in the flat floor, so maybe the sharp-eyed team have spotted something. In the green jacket, by the way, that's the team boss, Zoltan Zengo, not averse to getting his sleeves rolled up in any way, shape or form. They're urgently trying to get Panis out. So let's take another look at our starting grid then. Coronel on pole from the Citroën of Bernani. Another Chevy Citroën Row 2, Esteban Guerreri and Tom Chilton. Bernani and Chilton have got to be looking to try and get into the lead. Then Norbert Michelisz and Nestor Girolami, the better of the Honda and Volvo group. Katzberg and Huff ahead of Montero and Björk. Björk will start on pole for the main race. From here on back, this is where they start for both races. From 11th to 16th, nothing will change unless other drivers have penalties and file in behind them. You saw the clunk as Coronel selected first gear and stalls. Live onboard camera as Coronel stalls. Got to get it fired up. If you rejoin before the field has passed away, then passed you by even, you can retake your position. And of course, those who've gone by Coronel will know that he's coming. He's got to get himself back to the front. You don't have to do it all in one go, so no need to go dive-bombing people, but Tom Coronel is on his way.
That's why there is a regulation on the green flag lap, Martin. When you're warming your tyres, you're only allowed to use 50% of the road, just in case that happens.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Tom will find his way back through, but he was struggling to get it off the line. I hope that doesn't affect him when he gets back to the grid for the main start.
Yep, he stalled it absolutely stone dead. The good thing is that he clearly has plenty of experience in restarting the car. I mean, that's something that a rookie, you know, you have to go through certain sequences on some of these cars, Control, Alt, Delete, but, you know, neutral, off, reset, blah, 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 to get the thing to start.
Looks like it's going to be a non-starter for Aurelian Panis.
Really does. He had a pretty torrid time, scored points in the opening race, or a point in the opening race in Marrakesh, and then the car let him down in the second race, the main race. Looks as though he may not get a go in this race either. If it's not a serious oil leak, hopefully they'll be able to send him out. But you don't want to send out a car with a big puddle of oil in its flat floor, because as soon as he accelerates, he's going to distribute it liberally all the way around one of the greatest racetracks on the planet. Built in 1930. In a period of just 3 months, this 10-kilometre circuit, which is the road course plus the whole of the banked oval with which it intersects. 30,000 people built this facility, not in a 3-year period or a 1-year period, but in 3
That would be like
months.
Italian ants, wouldn't it?
Oh, you can't imagine it now that they threw this up in 3, and it's still standing. And they raced on the banking firmly through into almost the 1970s.
For anybody who wants to come and have a look on the bucket list, the banking still exists there, doesn't it? So
the whole bank circuit is still here.
And it's an unbelievable sight.
Yeah, yeah. The front straight was the crossover point between the road course and the banking. The banking comes it back in at the exit of the parabolica on the driver's left shoulder. You can see in the long shots up the straight where the banking rejoins. And of course, you come under it as you come down to Ascari. Banking, as we look at it here, or the oval circuit, is over to the right-hand side, past that fence and past the next row of trees. It goes around the outside of the circuit. And you used to, when you're doing the whole 10-kilometre circuit, a lap of the banking, there it is, onto the main straight, crossover, go round the road course, crossover, go round the banking, and so on, and so on, and so on. Different times. They were definitely very different times.
Scary times.
Yeah. So cars coming to the grid. There's our championship leader, Thiago Montero, leads by 5, 6, 7, 8 points from Norbert Michelisz. Nicky Katzberg in third. Ted Björk, the best of the Volvo drivers, with pole position here, another 5 points added to his tally, so he closes a little on those in front. And we will have to wait and see just what the race brings. As Thiago Montero, second in qualifying, so he had plenty of time.
Michigami into the pits.
Yeah, Michigami pulls up at the Yas Honda team. That's not good news. Our front 2 rows are complete. Our front 3 rows are complete. Volvo row. Now there's a problem. Esteban Guerreri reverses back into his grid box. Green flag waves at the back of the grid, missing 2 cars already, both Hondas. Tom Coronel on the right, Mehdi Banani on the left. Red lights on, the opening race of Monza's going. Coronel stalls again as he did on the green flag lap. And right around the outside goes Thiago Monteiro. Coronel's hopes of defending a lead have evaporated for a second straight time. The car shudders to a halt. It's Banani and Chilton and Norbert Mikulits. And down the inside, number 61 is Nestor Girolami. Doesn't make contact with the Honda. Esteban Guerreri in 4th. Rob Huff, the black car, in 5th position. Rubs around the outside of what I think must be Nicky Katzberg. And we're on board with Thiago Monteiro. Let's take a look in the background. Monteiro's gone by Katzberg as well. Dreadful start by Katzberg. Ted Bjork bottled up there behind 2 Frenchmen, Yann Elhaché in the Lada and John Philippi in the Citroën. But it is a Citroën 1-2, best of the Hondas. Norby up to 3rd, and oh, there we go, 3 wide into the Rogier behind.
Oh, horrific start for Coronel. He's just, all his nightmares came together. It sent us warning signals on the opening lap, so he must have had a clutch problem or something, but just a proper wounder for him, because there were probably 10 drivers, the first 10, all thinking they had a shot at winning this race.
Yeah, well, Coronel's out of the mix. It's Citroën 1-2. Is he going to be in Banani or Chilton? Is Norby going to get in there? And look at the Volvo in 4th position as well, hounding him. So, long slipstreaming here. What does Tom Coronel have to say about that start?
Okay, I saw most of normally, yeah, how bad.
Okay, so it wasn't a technical issue. Tom Coronel, the first to hold his hand up. He's on the back of Yann Elhaché, who runs out wide from the Variante Ascari. Coronel's got the slipstream run on him. The Frenchman didn't get off the corner well, Matt. He ran out wide, but he didn't have the traction. Chilton having a little look down the inside into the Parabolica. Here comes Elhaché, back down the inside. Can he hold the line? No. Coronel cuts back underneath him. This is going to be 9 breathless laps.
Now, because Mikulits is on the attack and he's got the Volvo in his slipstream. They're going to drag past him. No, the Volvo's dropped on the back of Chilton now.
Yeah, but look,
Mikulits out.
Yeah, no, Mikulits is getting the tow from Banani. He's on the grippier side of the track. Norby is going to try and take both of them. He shuts the door on Chilton and the Volvo around the outside. That's brave stuff from Nestor Girolami. He knows how to get his sleeves rolled up and race, doesn't he, Nestor? The Argentine is up to 3rd. Chilton back down to 4th. 2nd onto the straight, 4th at the end of it.
Blinding lap from Girolami and Mikulits on the first one. All unscathed as well.
And right behind, I'm not going to make, right behind Nestor Girolami is another Argentine, Esteban Guerreri. There he is. In fact, he's not right behind because, of course, he's got Chilton between him. But Guerreri, in his Chevrolet, is still hanging on there and puncture for Girolami. No, it's not. It's a broken right front wheel or right rear wheel. One of the TCAs, one of the track control arms has broken in contact over a curb or something.
That could be right front, Martin, on one of those sausage curves.
Yeah. I'm not sure. He was going straight. I'm not sure. Car 68, that's Yann Elhaché under investigation. Now, we saw somebody pinged for track limits in the European touring car race, swerving past a stalled car. Tom Coronel stalled. Yann Elhaché may have swerved by him and gone over the white line. Are they really going to do that? Honestly, avoiding a stationary car, especially a man who couldn't avoid a stationary car that stalled in front of him in Marrakesh. Let's hear what Nestor Girolami is reporting to Volvo.
Something wrong, something. I have been suspension. I have something broke in my suspension.
Yeah.
Is that a chink in the Volvo armour?
Well, there are big sausage curbs on some of these chicanes, and if you get the line wrong, you really clump them hard. And Matt, it's like running up a curb on a road. They are that high.
Yeah, setting fastest lap of the race there.
Here's Norby going around the outside for the lead. The Hungarian brave, but didn't have an overlap. But the writing is on the wall for Banani. The Honda is not slow in the slipstream or out of the slipstream.
But he's got to be careful because Chilton's sniffing. Chilton's back in the groove now, and he is sniffing at it. One mistake, and Norby might hang himself out to dry.
Guerreri still 4th. Rob Huff can't get by him. Norby looking again. He's piling the pressure on Banani. Norby's a cool head on his shoulders. He's trying to fluster Banani by being in the mirror every time. See the Volvo shaking. Yeah, well, of course, the wheels flapping around like Billy-O. I'm not sure whether it was front or rear there.
Yeah,
both wheels seemed to turn. No, it was,
yeah.
you could see the wheel. 10-second penalty added to car 68.
Really?
Oh, really? Okay, moving on. We're going to have too much depression. It's the rear. It is the rear wheel. It looked too far back to be the front. So he's hit something or made contact with somebody, possibly. Ted Björk pulling out behind Thiago Monteiro, who just at the fastest race lap. Did he get by? Ooh. No, he's still there, he's still there!
Oh, he's pushing.
Oh, great racing! Great, I said it yesterday, can we come back here next week?
His car in qualifying and free practice has been hooked up all weekend, and you could tell he's obviously in a hurry.
For the lead, Norby to the inside, contact, they're both off, Chilton goes through. Both off, Norby's got broken steering, couldn't turn the car at all, the left wheel was not moving, Norby's steering arm is broken, Bernani drops down the order and into the pits he's going to come, Norby is out, so we have lost Panis, Michigami, Girolami, and now two more, that's 5 cars down already.
I have to sympathise with Norby there. He had the inside line. Bernani just turned in on him like he didn't even look to see if he was there.
Yeah, you can't close the door in the Parabolica.
No, you won't.
Chilton leads, Guerreri in second. Could we have a Chevrolet winner here, even though Tom Coronel fluffed the start from pole? Esteban Guerreri hanging on in front of Rob Huff. Here's Norby down the inside.
Front left puncture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sympathise with Norby on that one. I think it was his corner.
Norby's there, and at the last moment, you see the Moroccan driver lock up as he realises the danger, but by that stage, did Norby clip the curb on the inside and out wide?
Just
2-1.
turning into him.
Look at Björk, though, with Thiago Monteiro. What a race these two are having. You know, two of the more experienced drivers in the field. That's Debris from on board with Norby.
That's a wounder for his weekend.
Yeah.
This is where the battle is, though, at the moment. It's
everywhere.
it's Monteiro v Björk, I think, in 5th and 6th.
Well, listen, the biggest gap is from Katzberg to Monteiro, 1.2 seconds. Everywhere else,
any one of that top 6 could win this at the moment.
Easy. And actually, oh, look at Björk again, throws it to the inside. Monteiro's got the door just closed enough. Björk and Monteiro need to calm down a little because they're being dropped by the group in front, and they could both or either be on the podium.
Huffy's got an overlap on Guerreri.
Must have speed, and well, they're both getting a sort of diagonal slipstream off Chilton. Look at Guerreri coming back. Look at the Chevy's top end. Look at the Chevrolet's top end. He's still got an overlap. Huff on the inside is just going to sit there. And behind Guerreri, there's Nicky Katzberg, and there's Thiago, and there's Ted Björk. They are now right with them. 1 lap calming down between Björk and Thiago, and they're right back there.
This is what they've been saying to us. The Citroen seems to have more low down mid-range. The RML engined Chevy has more at the top end. Ooh, Katzberg defending now from Monteiro.
Yeah, Monteiro attacking now. He's got to Katzberg. What epic racing. Fantastic stuff. Tom Chilton still leading. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. There as they go across the stripe on the exit of the first of the
This has all been given Chilton a bit of breathing space just to get his head down, just roll the laps off. But Huffy's now...
Anywhere else? Yes. Here? No. He's 7/10 in front of Huff. Huff's getting a good, strong toe off Chilton. In a lap from here, they will all be in one long queue.
Yeah, the bonnet is loose or the splitter. Please advise heavy vibration.
Now, he's hit a curb somewhere and slightly loosened the front of the car, and it's chattering away at the front.
Katzberg now walking wounded in 4th.
The bearded man in the gentleman there in the garage, by the way, for those that didn't recognise, your 4-time world champion Ivan Muller. Yes, that's what he looks like.
Yeah, you can see Katzberg splitter right on the floor there.
It's chattering away. Yeah, that left front corner. So he's clumped a curb somewhere.
As Monteiro, can he get up in the inside?
Yeah, here we go.
The Honda's going to get him. The Honda's going to get him.
Because he's just making the Volvo a little bit more draggy. Plus Monteiro was in the slipstream.
Oh, the Honda's just breezed past, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, he had that slingshot, didn't he? And Huff is almost with Chilton.
Now, is Katzberg going to let Björk go? Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Or is
No.
he? No.
No, come on, he's going there. Come on, if you're coming, go by. Yes.
Tiago's not going to be happy with that. He's going to think he's got one on over Björk, but...
Coronel just dive-bombed Filippi into the Primo Varianti as well, so Coronel now up to 7th from last-ish. There's Coronel, there's Filippi, there's El Haché. El Haché still with a penalty for,
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Please don't ruin our racing. This is the most epic stuff we've had this weekend. So Chilton leads from Huff, but the gap, look at the evolution. From 7/10 down to half a second, and it's going to be a car length or two.
That's not half a second now.
Not now, it's a car length or two, a car length and a bit. Huff is coming. Huff's now got the dorsal fin is now out of the water, isn't it?
He can smell his first win of the year.
Yeah.
Chilton's going to have to be on the defensive, but...
Never mind 5 parts per million. He can smell the blood in the water with both nostrils.
Yeah, Huffy was the former lap record holder here in the last set of regulations, and he is a double winner here in World Touring Cars, so he knows what it takes to win round here.
The bearded gentleman in the garage there was Peter Huff. You won't recognise him. He didn't have a goatee in Marrakesh. He does now. Rob Huff in 2nd place. Tom Chilton, the leader. Now, taking a leaf out of the book of the Rickley Motorsport Hondas, what Huff needs to do now is just sit behind Chilton. Not attack, just sit there, sit there, sit there. The two of them will pull away from the cork in the bottle that is 3rd place Esteban Guerreri, and then on the last lap he'll have a go at Chilton, and he'll have a chance as good as any other.
You've got to hold it out to Guerreri. He's holding on incredibly well, isn't he? He's still on he's still got a podium place. I mean, okay, he's being hunted now, definitely.
Yeah. However, how come they're not all over him? They're in the tow. They're in the slipstream. Huff's not going to pass him now. I'm saying that Huff is not going to pass him now. Further back, Coronel goes by Katzberg like he's standing still.
Is Katzberg going to give it him?
Yeah,
no, he's not.
No. You're going to have to work hard as a Dutchman to get by a fellow Dutchman. Coronel has to jump the curbs. I think he thought that was a done deal. Katzberg, it may be that Katzberg didn't have the front
has he got
under braking.
He's got a problem.
Oh, Coronel, has he broken something over those sausages? Katzberg's bonnet's loose as well. I thought that from the onboard. I thought that's a big gap under the bonnet. And Thiago goes by them both. I know Thiago goes by Esteban Guerreri, so that's a change for 3rd.
Guerreri's coming back at him, though.
And here comes Ted Björk. Björk trying to get by. Coronel in trouble behind. Where to look? What's Huff doing? Here's Björk behind Guerreri. Guerreri off the podium to 4th, but not done yet. He's a very savvy racer, Esteban. Nicky Katzberg, Jan El Haché, John Filippi, Tom Coronel. So Coronel's slipping back. El Haché's got by Filippi as well, but he's still got a penalty, El Haché, of 10 seconds, so effectively he's still behind. And there's Chilton and Huff. And here comes Ted Björk looking down the inside, can't get there, still in 5th. Katzberg ahead of El Haché. Coronel looking as well as they come down into Ascari. He can't get by through. This is lap 7 of 9, 2 more times to have a stab at all of these passing places. And look at the Lada. El Haché driving around the outside. That Volvo splitter is really very, very important in its performance. Oh, Katzberg leaning on him. No, not quite. Around the outside goes El Haché.
Coronel's got up the inside, but it's almost like Coronel thought he got a problem or felt something, and so backed off just in case. And
did he give the place back because he took it by straight line in the chicane?
Maybe he got a radio call.
Well, no, maybe he just went, no, I took that. You know, he's a grown-up driver.
Oh, it's going to be 3 abreast.
3 wide into the Primo Varianti. Tom Coronel, John Filippi inside, Nicky Katzberg, and Katzberg just trying to finish in the points. And at the moment, although El Haché is in front of him, Katzberg down to 9th on the road, will still be 8th. Here comes Huff. Now, is Huff even attacking yet? This is lap 8 of 9. I still think he's either going to go in the Parabolica here or on lap 9. Under braking, Guerreri eased out wide by Ted Björk. And Björk, well, no advantage, no penalty. Both off there. Last of the late breakers.
No, Björk was never going to make the corner, was he?
No, neither of them were at that speed, were they? So this is lap 8, penultimate race here. And it will be the Ultimo Giro when Rob Huff makes his move. They come under the banking up to Ascari. This is what it would look like if you were sitting in the car looking backwards.
Either of these win here, Chilton or Huff, it'll be a big win.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's amazing how the almighty Citroën goes from the all-conqueror to the underdog, which is perceived as this year.
It'll be the first British driver to win here. So, oh no, Rob Huff since 2011, not 2010. Andy Priaulx.
Chilton's hanging on. He's only got one more lap after the end of this term.
Huff's not had a look yet. He's not had a stab. Now,
they're
either
the same weight, very evenly matched.
Either he's got nothing, or he's just biding his time. I'd be biding my time. The old Monza adage was, there's only one place not to be going on to the last lap, and that's in the lead.
Oh,
side by side.
Look, here comes the Chevy back again at the top end.
And because he's getting that side toe, isn't he, alongside the Volvo. The Volvo there was marginally ahead. The Chevy with the inside line, getting a bit of slipstreaming. If he can get it nailed, get in front, he's retaken the place from Ted Björk. Ted Björk, the single fastest car in individual qualifying, whereas the Chevrolet, I mean, in free practice, he was like 12th, 13th, 14th. Okay, last lap of the race. Has Huff kept his powder dry? Can Chilton keep him bottled up?
Well, Huff, if he's going to do it, he's got to do it fast.
No, if he does it now, Chilton can get him back into the Parabolica. And this is Kevin Gleeson and Daniel Nagy. Good move by Kevin Gleeson. First time in these cars. That is a good move by the rookie. He's up to 10th, which will be 9th when El Haché gets his penalty. So he'll score on his debut.
Yeah, both using every inch of track out of Lesmo too.
Cars very evenly matched. Slight technical advantage, possibly with the Sebastian Loeb racing team that ran it last year compared to Munich Motorsport, for whom the car is new.
Well,
can Huffy make it up? Montero's going to be third. Don't know who's going to win.
Martin, another couple of laps. Montero will be right in this.
There aren't any more laps. This is the last lap of the race. Ultimo Giro. Esteban Guerreri still ahead of Ted Björk. Drifts out wide.
I mean, one of Huff's problems now is he's running so close. He'll be losing downforce on the front, so losing front end. Chilton, as long as he keeps his head, he's got this.
Guerreri's holding on to fourth. Ted Björk can't go the long way around the outside, can't cut underneath. Guerreri's got the door shut. Björk's trying to leave him apart. And at the line, the checkered flag, waiting for Tom Chilton or Rob Huff. I'm going to have to stand up and watch them as they come across the line. It is Chilton victorious. Huff second, takes the points. Montero third. And fourth at the line, Ted Björk got in front of Esteban Guerreri. So Peter and Kate Huff and Andy Robinson, Tom Chilton, delighted with that.
Yes, what a win!
I don't think he expected that, did he?
No, but, you know, starting second row in the grid in a Citroën with Chevys alongside you and Bernardi in front, you've got to be hopeful of being on the podium. But when he saw Rob Huff towing up behind him, I'm sure he suspected what I suspected, that Huff was just waiting for the last lap to have a go. Chilton couldn't make a break, but he held on to take a frantic win here in the opening race in Monza. Well, let's get down to hear from our race winner in the opening race here in Monza. Alex Legui is with Tom Chilton.
I am standing next to a very, very happy man. Tom Chilton, congratulations. You win our opening race here in Monza. What a battle that was.
It was a serious battle, you know. It always seems to me when I'm going for first or second place, it's always Rob Huff behind me, and he's world champion. He's seriously fierce. He's British. He knows how to race, and it was not easy at all.
I can't even imagine, because I think a few more laps and he could have just about got you, but you held him off.
Yeah, it was noticeable. One area I was particularly slow was actually in the middle of the first chicane, and he gave me a little bit of a love tap. Hey Tommy, I'm here. I was going as fast as I possibly could through there, but we just did it. We did it. We got the win, and I am over the moon.
Congratulations, Tom, and great for Sev Loeb Racing as well.
Congratulations to Tom Chilton. Now, Jamie O'Leary of Honda reminds me that Norby led a Honda 1-2-3 in Japan last year. According to my all-time stats of the World Touring Car Championship, Norby's wins came in 2012, 2013 and 2015. So Norby has 4 race wins then, and 1 in the 2016 column, not in the 2017 where I've just written it down. Well, there is your finishing order and your non-starting order as well. Aurélien Panis, oh dear, that's bad news, didn't start the race at all. But again, breathless stuff. We need 30 laps of this. 9 is just not enough. I know they can't go any further, but what a great race. Disappointment from the start from Tom Coronel. Stalled the car on the formation lap, stalled it at the beginning of the race. And thereafter, it was all action here in Monza. Drivers' Championship still being led by Thiago Monteiro, who finished in 3rd place, from Tom Chilton now and Ted Björk. How race 1 has changed the drivers' lineup. Norby, Esteban Guerreri in 4th and 5th position. Rob Huff now up to 25 points, ahead of Tom Coronel, 9th and 10th in the standings. Kevin Gleeson, 2 points on his debut. Good stuff from the American driver. There is Tom Chilton, looking a little warm. Al, see, Thiago, ever the gentleman, isn't he? Lets Al leg it up the stairs because she's got to do the podium introductions.
I don't think anything was going to stop Alex going up the stairs at that speed.
Well, at least we didn't have to witness her pulling him out of the way.
Yeah. Nah, great win for Chilton.
Yeah.
That's right, Tom.
Yeah, it was good
That
fun.
is the way you do it.
It's the way you do it. Well, you know.
But good, solid points for Monteiro. You know, he's looking strong in the championship. And actually, the fastest lap of the race was Bjorg by a good half a second. So, in the balance of performance and weight, which will start getting redistributed after this round, that's it. I mean, the performance is great for the Volvo, but it's not good for the weight going on the Volvo. It means that the Volvo could actually get more weight than the Honda when the Honda's out in front.
Well, you know, I think we're getting to that stage already of thinking, aren't we, where this is going to be such a varied championship. So many different drivers are going to have a chance to win races here, I think, that you can't be using the old school format of we'll just back ourselves off and not gain weight. Do you remember one year when Gabriele Tarquini tried not to gain any weight and just ended up not scoring any points? I mean, no points, but way not enough. And that was the litmus test, and everybody else went, yeah, okay, that doesn't work. We'll go back to plan A, the Andy Priaulx format. Take every single point you can, no matter what the cost in terms of success ballast. And I think we're there again. You've just got to go out and win races and take as many points as possible. For the manufacturers, it's going to be very tight. There's only the two of them. There's only Volvo and Honda, and there's only a cigarette paper between them anywhere.
Yeah, the problem is with the Hondas and the Volvos especially, they're strong lineups. So if you don't go and get the points, your teammate will, and he'll get weight on you.
Yeah.
It's not like in the UK where you get individual driver weight.
No, exactly right. And, you know, if you're Thiago there, or if you're Rob, you know, whether you're in a big team or a single car outfit, it's points. Points make prizes. You've just got to go and get them.
Who's had a mare of a morning, he's going to get weight because of Bjork's performance.
Yeah, and the same with Norby. 0 points, but because of the speed of Thiago and the result from Thiago, you know, and in fact, 2 Hondas score nothing, but Thiago sets a quick lap. So, you know, the team, as a result, that's where the car is. Not misfortune or incident or accident or anything else shaping the balance. It's how quick a healthy one goes.
That's a very good point, Martin, because 2 Hondas DNFing is not going to help him in the manufacturers at all.
One's okay, because you only score for 2 cars.
Katzberg was walking wounded, but he's got to finish.
Yeah. So Tom Chilton on the top step of the podium. he ever been on the top step of the podium here in Monza? I'm just trying to think if he was in independence category.
Martin, he did very well here in the... Didn't he win here in the Zytek?
And the winning manufacturer, Dominique Heinz,
which was the World Endurance at the point that time. I think he did.
Good question, good question.
And now the anthem for Tom Chilton and for Sebastian Loeb Racing.
So the French anthem for Citroën, suppliers of the CLEZ, renters, leasers, whatever you like, and the British national anthem for our winning driver, Tom Chilton. Second British winner of the weekend here. Lando Norris won the opening race in the Formula 3 European Series this weekend. A young man who looks very much on a path for glory in single-seaters. Thiago Monteiro has had that path himself, ex-Grand Prix driver. Raced for the former Jordan team in its possibly it's Nadia, really, when it was Midland. However, he has that speed and that experience. Rob Huff, as Tom said, when you've got a former world champion up your backside in the same car and he's in your slipstream on the last lap at Monza, you know you're between a rock and a hard place. And you cannot argue with the fact that Tom Chilton managed to cling on and Rob didn't even really get a good move alongside him, despite having 3 or 4 laps in the tow right up behind him to have a shot.
And presenting the WTCC trophy winner, once again to Tom Chilton, it's Carlo Conti, Chief Administrator of the Automobile Club d'Italia.
So the independent winner is also Tom Chilton. Rob Huff second in the independents, and third Indy, not Thiago Monteiro Terberg, is Esteban Guerrieri.
To Dominique Heinz from Sebastian Loeb Racing is Pablo Renagas, Oscaro General Manager for Southern Europe. If you could come together for your official WTCC photograph.
So our top 3 drivers come together. Esteban Guerrieri getting points for third in the Indies, Tom Coronel fourth. No point score for our independent trophy second place, or joint leader coming out to Marrakesh, Mehdi Banani. So Tom Chilton eases away from last year's champion. Esteban Guerrieri also overhauls Banani. Coronel will do as well, and Rob Huff will close up. So, no, Coronel doesn't. He ties with Banani now, so does Huff. So a 3-way tie in the Indies. Tom Chilton 10 points ahead of that battle and 7 ahead of his closest rival, Esteban Guerrieri.